How's it going? I'm so happy you're here. My name's Kristen Solorzano. I am the recipe developer and content creator behind What's the Freakin' Recipe. And today I'm helping you get ready for New Year's Eve. So it's my husband seems to think that it's not a holiday party without shrimp cocktail. So we consistently have shrimp cocktail at our house, and we always bring shrimp cocktail to our gatherings just to ensure that there's shrimp cocktail there. So I'm helping you get ready for New Year's Eve because I think it's just like a nice appetizer to have, and it can be dressed up or it could be dressed down, right? So we're not going anywhere for New Year's Eve. We're not doing the whole party thing. But if you're having people over and you're entertaining, this is one of like an amazing appetizer to serve for that. So let's talk shrimp, right? Okay. So for your shrimp, I'm gonna scooch it down here. We're not cooking much today, so you're gonna be right up in the shrimp. So when you're looking for shrimp, I suggest buying frozen. And see, this bag is empty, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. I bought my shrimp frozen. And what that does, it ensures freshness, right? So when you go to the store, you're enticed by those delicious, perfect looking shrimp sitting on crushed ice, but you don't know when they put that shrimp out on that crushed ice. I mean, you could ask, sure, and they might tell you the truth, but they're trying to sell it, right? So buy it frozen because it's essentially the same thing. The store is receiving it frozen, and then they're thawing it for you to buy. So you're just kind of cutting out the middleman to ensure that you are receiving the freshest product. Okay. So, and here you'll notice that it's 13 to 15. So this number just tells you about how many you're going to get, how many shrimp you're going to get per pound. So the lower the amount of shrimp per pound, the higher the price is going to be. So for shrimp cocktail, you want something meaty, right? You want the good stuff. So and just for reference, they do have thawing directions on the back of the bag to follow, just to make it a little bit easier for you. And that's what I did. So I thawed these shrimp. They're quite large. Look at this. It's like the size of my palm. That's how big they are. Amazing shrimp, right? So what I did is I stuck them in a big bowl like this in cold water, and then I changed the water out every 15 minutes because as the shrimp is frozen, so as it sits, it's cooling the water still. So when you refresh it, you kind of help that process move along. Otherwise, you'll just end up with a big shrimp ice cube, which you don't really want. I don't recommend it. Okay. Okay. So that's what I did. And then once it was all thawed, then I just put them in a colander and just let them hang out for a little bit. I don't want to go too far, right? Okay. So for the platter itself, I'm going to show you two different ways. I'm going to be using a quarter sheet pan, and I like using these just because I'm not totally tied to it. Like if I accidentally leave it somewhere, it's not going to be a big deal. It's not some heirloom piece of crystal that need to bring home right away. So this is what I use. Just a quarter sheet pan. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double it. So the bottom one, we're going to put ice and we're going to stack it on top of each other. Got it? All right. But let's work on our presentation first. So these quarter sheet pans, they're nice. They're all right. But let's make them a little more aesthetically pleasing, right? So I have some parchment paper. I have the white parchment paper, but a brown parchment paper would also be very nice and add a different contrast to the shrimp because the shrimp is already white and pink. I didn't have that on hand, sadly, but that's okay. So we put that there, and I'm going to stick 2 ramekins, and what these ramekins are going to do is they're going to hold our cocktail sauce. So I'm going to stick that there, and I'm going to start arranging our shrimp. on the platter. This is about 2 pounds of shrimp. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit of shrimp. But I love shrimp cocktail just because it seems fancy, but you're not really doing a ton, right? Especially if you're buying the cooked shrimp or the shrimp cooked already. You could buy it raw and blanch them yourself, but it's not completely necessary. You know what I mean? I feel like we overthink holidays and entertaining sometimes. Just make it easier on yourself. That way you're not having to clean, you know, devein shrimp and all of that. It's New Year's, right? You should be reflecting and looking forward to all your great adventures to come, right? Not cleaning, not deveining shrimp. Okay, so there we go. There's our shrimpies. Okay, that looks okay, right? But let's add some garnishes, okay? So what I have here is a lemon, and we're just gonna do like a lemon flower situation. So you just kind of make half diamonds. Don't go all the way through the lime, but all the way towards the center. And we're just kind of doing jagged. I'm sure there's a term for this, but I did not look it up. If anyone wants to come to the chef's table and give me a technical term for what this cut is actually called, I probably should have looked it up. I'm calling it flair. Some nice flair for your shrimp cocktails. Here we go. And then you just pull it apart. I didn't go deep enough on a couple of these. Hold on. I have to go through it again. That's all right. I was distracted. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Cute little lemons. So we got that part. And just to make it a little bit cleaner, I am going to take out some of the seeds here. Because there is quite a bit in this particular lemon, but that's all right. There we go. And then we'll cut some lemon slices as well. Because I do like adding lemon to my shrimp cocktail, but I know some people may not want that, but I do like giving people the option. Plus it makes it look nice and fresh instead of just one note of pink and white. You know what I mean? Here we go. All right. So let's start. And I like adding some green. You can totally go like 1990s, 1980s with it and get some kale or some lettuce and put it down on the bottom. I kind of like the texture that just some fresh thyme adds, plus like the pop of green makes it look nice. A little bit more updated than just a lettuce piece. You know what I mean? Not completely necessary, but I do like adding different pops. There you go. Little pops of green. There we go. That looks nice. I'll get you a better shot in a second here. And we're going to take our lemon flowers here. Just going to kind of have some of that thyme coming out behind it so you can see it. This is what I'm going to do. There's so much shrimp on this tray, it's fighting for real estate. That's a good problem to have. There we go. There we go. That looks delish. I'm gonna move some shrimp over so we can do the same thing on the other side. Their lemons. There we go. Very nice. And I'm gonna put some lemon slices around the tray as well, just kind of like stick them in easy to reach spots so people feel comfortable grabbing them and kind of just squirting over their own portion of it. All right, that's how it looks. I'm gonna hold these in place. That's how it looks without our cocktail sauce. But let's talk cocktail sauce, right? So cocktail sauce tends to be a mixture of chili sauce and horseradish, maybe some Worcestershire, things like that. I love St. Elmo's. Little bit of a warning though, it's spicy. So St. Elmo's is a steakhouse based out of the Indianapolis area, and this is what they are known for, their shrimp cocktail, because it's delicious, but it'll clear your sinuses if you're not careful. So I'm gonna do, my husband likes this one quite a bit. So I'm gonna do one with just straight St. Elmo's. I'm not gonna cut it with anything. Here, I just need to show you how crazy that horseradish is in there. You see all those horseradish pieces? Oh my gosh. Delicious. Don't get me wrong, but you know, if you're not careful, you might be a little bit of a surprise. It's like, if I had to compare it to something, I guess wasabi, you know what I mean? That just super pungent flavor. And then I have some chili sauce. So I'm gonna do a mix. So, because I do like the St. Elmo's quite a bit, but I need to tone it down. I just need, like, you know, I just want a little spice. I don't need to blow my face off. You know what I mean? Here we go. And let me just get a little spoon here. I'm just gonna mix it up. So it's a nice balance of horseradish to the chili sauce. Oh my gosh. That just looks like a perfect, inviting shrimp cocktail platter. Here, let me show you. Look at that. You would totally go over and just start munching down, right? See the difference in the color of the dipping sauces? So when I do serve this, I do like to label it. I'll stick like a little toothpick that I've added some food prep tape to or painter's tape to, and I'll label it spicy, just so people know, so they're not surprised. They're not surprised if they take a big old dip of it. But let me show you another quick option if you're not into people hovering over food at your gathering. I'll give you another option as well. So you can put cocktail sauce in the bottom of a shot glass. You can find these at the dollar store. They also have plastic ones that you could also use. So just for presentation's sake, put tiny bit of St. Elmo's and then some of the chili. Sorry, I went off camera there. There we go. There we go. And then you can kind of hang the shrimp off like that with a little bit of a lemon slice. So then if you want to do a few of those, you can just have that on a platter and people can grab the shrimp cocktail and mingle. So then they're not tied to, you know, an hors d'oeuvre table or appetizer table. All right. Doesn't that look gorge? I'm totally gonna go to town on this. All right. Just for fun, I'm totally gonna, hopefully I don't make an ass of myself. I'm gonna go for the St. Elmo's. See, this is my problem because I'm a dip girl. Like, I will push the limits of the amount of dip on a chip, and it's hard for me to not do the same for shrimp cocktail. But I don't know, it might be entertaining. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go in with just the St. Elmo's. I'm not gonna use my version that I use to cut the horseradish. So here we go. It's so good, but so pungent. How's that? Just so you get the other angle. There we go. Happy New Year's. Cheers. It's so good. Honestly, I was expecting a lot worse. That wasn't bad at all. It was so delicious. Well, that's it, Kittch. That's how you make a super easy shrimp platter. But let me show you, before I go, let me show you how to keep this cold, okay? Because I totally forgot about that. So, I just have some crushed ice here, and I have my second quarter sheet pan. Let me move some stuff around. A little bit. Here we go. Can't leave you hanging. All right. So I have my quarter sheet pan and my crushed ice. So I'm going to put the crushed ice on the sheet pan. There we go. And you just kind of spread it around so it's nice and covers the surface area. And then what you do is you put your tray, your platter, right on top. That way it keeps the shrimp cold and your shrimp is not sitting in a bunch of water. You know what I mean? You don't want that because it's not as appetizing and then it just kind of like swims around. It's not good. But look at that. It's a perfect way to keep it cold and it looks nice, you know? All right. You have no idea how excited I am to just enjoy. Well, Kittch, that's it. That's how you put together an amazing shrimp cocktail platter. If you have any questions about buying shrimp or anything, any of my recipes, really, go ahead and comment here on Kittch. And I love hearing from you. I love when you all make my recipes. You can follow me here on Kittch. You can also follow me on social media. I am at WTFIN Recipe on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks for following me here on Kittch and on my socials and making my recipes. I really do appreciate you. And I'm wishing you a happy and prosperous new year. And I'll see you in 2023. Bye, Kittch. Have a good weekend. Happy New Year.